I love politics because politics is a very interesting game. Very interesting. President Uhuru Kenyatta engineered the removal of the allies of William Samoei Ruto from key leadership positions in Jubilee Party, at the Senate, and in National Assembly. And if you ask me, that must have been one of the most difficult choices the president was forced to make in his entire political life. I know it was not easy for President Uhuru Kenyatta to remove Kipchumba Murkomen as the majority leader at the Senate. I know it was not easy for the president to agree to remove Eden Duale as the majority leader at the National Assembly. I also know that it was not very easy for the president to agree to remove Ben Washiali. But for Susan Kihika, she was just a newcomer. Probably the president didn't have any problem removing her. But I'm also sure that it was not an easy task for the president to agree to remove Professor Kithure Kindiki as the deputy speaker of the Senate. But the president did that. He removed all of them and brought in a new team. And today I'm surprised because from all indications, after removing Susan Kihika, the president brought on board Irungu Kangata. And it was expected that Irungu Kangata was going to be the eye of the president at the Senate. At the National Assembly, he brought on board Amos Kimunya as his eye. Of course, Amos Kimunya is still doing fine. But from all indications, and this is why I always insist that politics is a very interesting game. After all those sacrifices and efforts, Irungu Kangata is now either unwanted in Jubilee Party or Irungu Kangata has decided to chart a different path. Today, Jubilee Party held a meeting and they addressed the media. And one man was missing, Irungu Kangata. Let me just read for you communications from Raphael Tuju. Just some part so that you can understand what I'm trying to say. Raphael Tuju is saying in his statement, this is a statement by Jubilee. So I just want to read the first paragraph. Raphael Tuju is saying, we have held consultations as the National Management Committee and with the leadership in the National Assembly and the Senate over the past few days. We have deliberated on a cross-section of issues that concern our country at large and some specific on the Jubilee Party, Parliament, and the forthcoming by-elections. So basically, Raphael Tuju is saying that they've been holding meetings with the leadership of the National Assembly and at the Senate. In the meeting today, the National Assembly, and I want you to be very keen, the National Assembly was represented in this meeting, the leadership. There was Amos Kimunya was present. Amos Kimunya is the majority leader. He was present. Then there was Emmanuel Wangwe, the majority whip. He was present. Then there was Jimmy Angwenyi, who is Amos Kimunya's assistant as the deputy majority leader, was present. Moko Maore was present as the deputy of Emmanuel Wangwe. So the National Assembly, everything was fine. But at the Senate, there was a problem. Of course, you can understand. At the Senate, Jubilee as a political party has only one guy there called, they have only two guys at the leadership. Irungu Kangata and Fahia Ali Haji. I'm not even sure whether ye pia ni mtu wa Jubilee ama partner. Because if you look at Jubilee leadership at the Senate, and this is why I insist that Irungu Kangata deliberately or knowingly missed this meeting. The Senate of Jubilee Party is led by Pogisho Samuel as the majority leader. Samuel Pogisho belongs to KANU. So I don't know whether in Jubilee affairs he was supposed to go and attend that meeting. I don't think so. And then there was Fatuma Dulo. Fatuma Dulo is the deputy majority leader. Again, she belongs to a different party, not Jubilee. PDR, the party which was turned into order. She was there. And then there was Faria Ali Haji. But Irungu Kangata, who is elected on Jubilee Party and the majority whip, was missing. And that's the signal. Why was Irungu Kangata missing in this crucial meeting? The National Management Committee of Jubilee Party is a serious organ of Jubilee Party. This is the organ which kicked the deputy president out of Jubilee Party. According to Jubilee Constitution, it says the National Management Committee, there shall be established a National Management Committee which shall be chaired and presided over by the national chairperson and consist of, number 1, the national chairperson, number 2, the secretary general, number 3, the organizing secretary, there is also 6 committee members appointed by NEC, amongst them the membership of NEC. Then there is the executive director, who shall be an ex-official member. This National Management Committee, according to Jubilee, its responsibility will be acting on behalf of NEC on urgent matters where in their opinion the NEC cannot be sufficiently convened to undertake such urgent decisions. Convening short notice executive meetings to execute the mandate of the NEC, setting agenda for the NEC, and overseeing the management and supervision of party affairs at the secretariat on behalf of the NEC, approving budgetary plans on behalf of NEC. So this National Management Committee is the one which chaired the meeting today. And the meeting was between the National Management Committee and the Senate leadership and the National Assembly leadership. Irungu Kangata is actually the face of President Uhuru Kenyatta, or the face of Jubilee at the Senate. You can't claim that the KANU guy, Pogisho Samuel, is the face of Jubilee. No. You can't claim that Fatuma Dulo is the face of Jubilee. No. So why was he absent? Because in my considered opinion, the presence of Irungu Kangata to this meeting would have been so important, because let's just say the fact. 4 reasons. Number 1, President Uhuru Kenyatta put a lot of efforts to put him into office. It was not easy for the president to remove Susan Kihika and to remove Kipchumba Murkomen. The president did all those and installed him. And this was the first public, or maybe the second after the first public meeting this year. So he ought to have been here, but he was missing. And then, number 2, Irungu Kangata caused a storm by writing a letter to the president. And after that, writing that letter to the president, he went into hiding. The next time he emerged, he defended the letter. But he has not said whether he's leaving Jubilee or is staying. What he ought to have done, he ought to have been to this meeting. His face would have been there. And in fact, if he addressed the media, his presence there alone would have cleared a bit of the air. So people would have thought that maybe whatever he wrote, he's standing by it. But sometimes you can't blame him. The third reason is BBI. Irungu Kangata's letter centered on building bridges initiative process. The meeting today also centered BBI was amongst them, based on the statement by Amos Kemunya. So if Irungu Kangata had issues with the Building Bridges Initiative process, he ought to have been present here to tell Kenyans that sisi kama watu wa Central, we had concerns, but the party is probably addressing some of these issues. Because his letter was addressed to Raphael Tuju. And the letter was also addressed to President Uhuru Kenyatta. Raphael Tuju is Uhuru Kenyatta. Don't be cheated. So I'm sure the main reason why probably Raphael Tuju convened this meeting was for the Murang'a senator to be present. So he chose not to be present. And then there is also the by-elections. In his letter, he also alluded to the fact that Nairobi by-election, and he explained also how they lost in the by-election in Murang'a, the ward by-election in Murang'a. So it was, in my considered opinion, he ought to have been here to address Kenyans to these particular matters, because Jubilee Party is going to participate in some elections. And if you read or you listened to Raphael Tuju's speech, Raphael Tuju's speech centered on three things: the withdrawal from the by-elections in Matungu, Kabuchai, and Machakos. What can you deduce from that move by Jubilee Party? In my considered opinion, I go back to what I've been saying in the last 3 days now, that President Uhuru Kenyatta is keen on building a new alliance. And that new alliance is going to include Raila Odinga, Musalia Mudavadi, Moses Wetangula, and Kalonzo Musyoka. That's my considered opinion. And that's why in Matungu, they are not sponsoring a candidate. They are saying they have left it to ANC party. Remember, ODM is also offering their candidate here. But initially, I told you that even Raila Odinga was willing to withdraw their candidate. Then there is Kabuchai in Bungoma. They are saying that one they're leaving to Ford Kenya. ANC is not sponsoring a candidate in Kabuchai. And then there is the Machakos by-election. They are also saying in Machakos, we are leaving it to Kalonzo Musyoka. So in my considered opinion, this meeting was very important, because some of these decisions cannot be made by any other person other than the president. Number two, the meeting also addressed the issue of order, the United Democratic Alliance. And the lady explained, Lulo, because Lulo was elected on this party, that those changes, they were not informed as the leadership, elected leadership of that party. So for them, they're going to remain in Jubilee Party. And then lastly, the Building Bridges Initiative process. This meeting also discussed the BBI, how they are going to start campaigning for the Building Bridges Initiative process. I don't know what you think, but let me hear your thoughts. Do you think Irungu Kangata is still part of Jubilee? And do you think Irungu Kangata has betrayed the trust the president bestowed on him by appointing him as the majority leader? Let me hear your thoughts on this. Thank you guys, and please may you have a good day.